Yeah.
So what was your favorite storyline, or was your worst storyline as Mallet?
Well, my worst storyline was they tried to give me more meat and potatoes to play. So they made, and the way to do that is to give a guy past baggage. So Mallet was off the show for several years before they brought him back. So they decided that during that time that he was off the show, he fell into hard times, he became a drinker, he moved to Florida, then he started taking money jobs for the criminal underworld.
Yeah.
And that led to him doing a hit for money. So he assassinated someone for money. So then, you know, now Mallet has baggage. Now Mallet has a dark past.
Doesn't every character? It seems
I know,
like that.
it's so un-Mallet. You know what I mean? Because he's always doing the right thing. So it's like, well, maybe that's why he tries so hard to do the right thing. Was because in the past he took someone else's life. You know, so that becomes kind of guilt-driven.
Was that before the skin cancer?
But it was such a shock for the...
Yeah, was that before the skin cancer? Okay, all right. Just checking. You didn't forget about that. Not to bring that up, but, you know, I mean, you did experience it, and you were concerned.
That's true.
Did you forget?
How big is that mole?
Yes, you're like, I don't know. You're like,
that mole's going to kill me.
That's something. Do you forget
so anyway, that was a shock to the
sometimes?
audience because it was like, what?
Yeah.
He just killed that kid's father.
Yeah.
It's very un-Mallet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you could be that much of an alcoholic or be that broke. So that was probably the hardest to justify as an actor. And, you know, you just hope that the audience buys it, they believe you. But sometimes, you know, you have to reach so far to make something believable that kind of doesn't work.
Yeah.
My favorite storyline, wow. I thought the romance stuff with Dinah was always great. Thought it was always powerful and explosive. And then I loved the way Marina and Mallet fell in love at the end.
Well, it worked out for you.
But it was also horrible, too, because when they wrapped the show up, remember I worked so hard to get that adopted baby from, like, Serbia?
Oh,
and then we find out it's, oh my God, see, you're testing my memory.
Well, yeah, I know, but you've got to remember.
We find out it's Shane's son, and then I end up leaving. Like, Mallet wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so, I mean, do you try
Mallet wouldn't go, I love this baby. Oh, I gotta go to Germany.
And then
he goes off to work for the CIA in Germany. But I know they had to wrap the show up.
Do you ever want to talk to the writers and just say, look, this isn't how you would deal with this.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to me.
I mean, I never did do that, but I know some actors do that. Every week they go.
Were you friends with the writers? Were you really?
Yeah, I'd see them around. I'm friendly, but I just couldn't get that. Guiding Light was a great place to work.
Yeah.
I know some people would go in and he would never have a mole on his left knee. You know, I just couldn't. I was like, their job is to write. My job's to do this. Once they get used to you, you know, you realize they're starting to find your rhythm, find your sense of humor. You know, they gave Mallet a sense of humor, and before he was very
But that's when you came to town.
Yeah, so they started to find the rhythm and the cadence, and I was like, that's their job. I can't go up there and tell them that.
Yeah.
So how was it filming the big wedding scene?
Well,
How was that?
weddings. See, I know as a fan of the show, that's big, glorious, romantic stuff.
Yeah.
Actors always moan and groan at it.
Why?
Because it's going to be a really long, tedious day.
Really?
Yeah, because when you start, they can be fun, because you get like 20, 30, 40 of the cast together. Maybe you haven't seen someone in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, that's always fun. But then you put 40 actors in a room for 10 hours. You know, they start to act out and we get goofy and we start to play practical jokes on each other.
Oh, really?
Then which slows down the production, which makes the directors mad, and then it becomes a long day.
Yes, I see. Are you a bit of a prankster yourself? Because you really...
I know you have some good behind the scenes.
Ricky Paul Golden, Danny Cosgrove, I mean, come on, Tom Pelfrey,
behind the scenes.
Frank DeCoppolis, Michael O'Leary.
What happened behind the scenes?
Everything.
Give us one good behind the scenes story.
Like water balloons.
Maybe there's a big romantic entrance with Billy and Lizzie. And then we all turn as the church doors swing up. Well, Danny Cosgrove might surprise us all by doing that scene in his underwear.
Oh!
Be like, Danny. Like, oh, I forgot my pants.
Wow. Well, isn't that a way to get a little
It's constant.
And you guys get in trouble for that? Because it's like, wait, we're filming, we're rolling, this is money.
Wow.
So there could be a little bit of...
Well, there has to be enough of it to where everybody feels playful.
Yes.
They don't like it when it starts to become,
when it takes up too
like
much time.
teenagers that need to have a timeout.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Because, it's like, to be a good actor, you kind of have to be childlike. You got to be willing to play, you got to be willing to take, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then what can happen is that you'll end up getting actors that are very childish.
They say actors are big kids.
Yeah, and that can be in a good way. Fun, spontaneous, playful, or it can be really bad. It can mean petulant, temperamental, spoiled.
Yeah.
You spank them, send them to the trailer.
Yeah. Go ahead and ask. I was going to ask you, did you see the end coming before it arrived? Were you blindsided?
Blindsided.
You were blindsided?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. We knew that we were under the gun because of the budget cuts, which is why we started doing the handheld stuff, changed the sets around, started shooting stuff outside.
Okay.
So we knew that there was financial strains. But we had just gone as a company down to Mississippi to rebuild some homes. After the hurricane, the cast rebuilt 3 homes.
That's amazing.
We had the support of Procter & Gamble, had the support of CBS, and instead of airing the soap for that week, they aired the week of us building homes.
Wow.
So that was great. Our ratings were not falling anymore. We had worked out the kinks with handheld stuff and worked out the kinks with shooting outside. So we felt like we had rounded the corner.
Yeah.
So this is the new budget they gave us, and we felt like we had rounded the corner. We're like, okay, well, we can do this.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as good, but it looks better.
Yes.
And then it just was like, boom. And I don't think Ellen Wheeler, the executive producer, I think she thought they were going to give her more time.
Really? So that's...
Can you produce it for this? Ooh, that's going to be tight. Yes, we can produce it for that. We are producing it for that. We kind of stopped the bleeding as far as the ratings, and then they just pulled it.
Wow.
Yes.
So, and it happened, I believe, on April 1st.
Oh, really? April Fool's
so when
Day.
they said, hey, when we break for lunch, everybody come to the rehearsal hall.
Wow.
We're like, rehearsal?
Like it's got to be a prank.
And then you can go to lunch. But we need to talk to you as a cast during lunch. We're like, oh, okay. So we called in, and so we thought it was kind of a prank. It was April Fool's Day.
So even when they told you the news, you thought, oh, this
we were like, got into my lunch hour, you joker.
Wow. That is very ironic.
Oh, yeah.
Though.
And it was
irony
just a
there
stomach
is
punch. You're
really,
like, wow.
Wow. Incredible. What's the first thought that comes to mind? And I mean, it's a good thing that your wife is working with you. You guys have that support for each other. But I mean, I don't know if that lessens the blow of everything that happens.
Well, you're always sad. Like when I've done long runs in the theater before, and there's always that sadness when it closes. But you know when the end is there, and then you kind of prepare for it. This was just like boom.
Yeah. Wow.
Now I was in a better position than most people because I'd only been on the soap for 5 years, and had worked before the soap. And had done commercials and voiceovers, and so I was like, wow, I gotta get back to work. For the people that had been there 10, 15, 20, 25 years, they grew up on the show. They became adults on the show. They had kids. They may have had a baby when they started on the show, and now they're in college. So for them, it was a complete life change. And the crew, we had a stage manager there. His name was Joe. Joe had worked at the soap since he had gotten out of school, and remembers when they used to shoot in black and white, and remembers when the show was live.
Really?
And then he had worked his way up through all the crew. He was executive producer for a while, and then he was, so this is all he had ever known since he was like 20 years old, and he was now like in his mid-60s. He was looking forward to retirement. And all that gone. Gone. And for someone like that, I felt so sorry for him. He didn't know life outside that studio.
Well, the soap fans are working hard to get all my children when I do that. Dynamite is not going to be far behind.
Yes.
So when it come back, you come back to Dynamite.
Yeah.
They put Dallas back, so
that's true. They did.
So do you
will come back? Mallet again? You will come back?
Yeah.
Great.
Not even a question.
Mallet with a lapdog.
Mallet with a lapdog. I know. Little softer now.
I tried to get our producer to write a story about. I did mention it one time about that he wants a canine. He wants a canine. He wants a canine. So he goes to Frank, and Frank gets tired. Frank, the police chief, gets tired of him always asking. So he goes, we'll get you a dog from the shelter. You can train him to be a police dog. And I was trying to talk our producer into being Lola, because it'd be funny.
After all the asking and
Big Tough Mallet finally gets his canine unit, and it's a lap dog.
Yes.
They often had to remind me that it wasn't Three's Company, that it was a soap opera.
You would have no trouble working at Three's Company if you had to, because you're such a character.
Well, I just kind of like...
Handball, is that your middle name? Is it?
Cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah, Bobby Cheese.
Sorry.
No, when they asked me to stay after 3 months, they said, "Would you stay if we offered you a 2 or 3 year contract?" I said yes. They said, "What's your main reservation about staying?" And I said, "The lack of irony. It's really hard to play week after week after week." Stuff that has no irony, because soaps are very serious, and they get a bad reputation for being melodramatic. But the part of that is because we don't necessarily deal in our lives that way. We brush it off, we laugh, we make jokes, we're self-deprecating. That's the way we deal with stress and trauma in our lives, right? And with soaps, they always take it on head on, and that's where it gets to be melodramatic. And I said, that's hard for me. So I think if you want me to stay, it'd be great, but Mallet's going to have irony and a sense of humor. Because otherwise it's just like
to get in there. Exactly. Would you do a
otherwise it's just going to be like this.
That's right. I knew that you were going to perform some exercises for us today.
So you're telling me it's my baby? I want a paternity test. Right?
And the buys look good. Those killer guns. No wonder you have to cover it up today.
Out there.
I know. Do we see the horseshoe right there? Right through that sweater.
And I'm not even flexing. All I'm doing is pointing.
Just pointing.
Just pointing. Things like boom.
Precision right
just out of there.
Muscle. I tell you, just out of steel. That's great. Would you do a sitcom?
You would. I'd love to do a sitcom.
Even like 2.5 Men or something, you would be.
Totally.
You have a ball. Would you go for that? Are you ready to go in a different direction? Like something you have not done before. I don't think you'd be out of your comfort zone if you were to do that. You just be in your skin.
I would love to do that.
Now, Sex in the City, you enjoy doing that?
Yeah.
Of course he enjoys doing that.
Keep in touch with the female of the cast?
No.
Okay. Was that in the contract? Don't talk to me after this.
The restraining order pretty much limited me to.
And how does she trust you? Like, knowing that you fell in love together on the set, how does she trust that you're going to be out there acting with another woman and she's not there?
I don't know. That's a really good question.
That's
a really good question.
Really?
She doesn't...
She's very secure about herself.
Well, yeah, but when's the last time someone hired me to actually be... Because I was thinking about these films I've been doing this year, and it's like... None of them are really romantic.
What about the manipulation? Remember you were doing the...
Yeah, and that was some pretty explicit stuff on stage.
What was it really?
Yeah. Because I take what I want when I want it.
Oh, really?
So.
Was there nudity involved?
Yeah.
Was there a little?
Yeah, it's funny. She never got jealous. I think I get more jealous than she does.
No way!
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Because you hunted her down.
Yeah.
In the change room, and that's when all of this ensued. But I mean.
Yes, and I guess I know what what insidious players men are.
Yes. Well, you are one. Technically a play.
That other ilk.
That
other brand of man besides me.
Exactly. I guess so. That is so.
But she's funny because she's always like, "But I'm doing a musical right now. All the guys are gay." Yeah. Well, he says he's gay. He's not gay. He wants you. No. He's been married to his lover for 10 years and they have 3 cats.
3 cats.
That's what he says.
Cats. That's so good. That is so good. That's good that you are overprotective, though, in a sense. You're like Lola, in a sense.
Yes, I gotta just chill about though, right, though?
Oh, I don't think so, because as soon as you let off, that's an opportunity for someone else to come through the door.
You're right.
Yeah, you have to, you keep working on your triceps and the bicep curls right there. I think you're going to be
Don't talk to the lady.
You'll be good.
She's mine.
Exactly. And what is your favorite Taekwondo move, by the way?
Well, now it's getting up out of a chair. after years of abusing my joints.
Like karate chop the table or
gosh,
what is it?
Pseudo, yuck, pseudo.
Do you remember? I'm sure you remember.
And I try to throw at least 100 kicks a week just to kind of stay street.
Do you?
Yeah,
Do you
just
really?
to kind of stay street savvy.
Wow.
My boy was going. My oldest boy, Zeb, was going to school up in Pennsylvania for a few years. And nice little woodsy school, Mark Ruffalo's kid went there. It's like a wonderful private school that I could afford because it was far enough away from New York.
Yeah.
But it was, it was nature walks and it was just, he's a really gentle kid and then I was just missing him. The drive was too much for me. So when I moved to New York and stayed in New York because of the work schedule, I was missing too much. So my ex-wife and then they moved here. So now I get to see him almost every day and we split time 50-50. But he went from that school to New York Public School.
Interesting.
And so he had like 6, 7. And I noticed after a couple weeks his shoulders starting to drop. So he started to drop. I'd be like, everything good? He's like, yeah. But I noticed this change in confidence. I noticed this change in body language. So I said to him, what's going on? He's like, Thomas is just, this kid Thomas, who's huge for his age.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Like, his dad's like 6'8", 280.
Oh my goodness.
So the kid is
He's a big boy.
He's got a lot of anger, this kid. So he was picking on my son at recess.
Bully.
But my son wanted to be friends with him, so it was one of those weird things where he's trying to buddy up with his tormentor.
So that's where he probably gets it from you.
And so it got so bad that Thomas was choking him out on the playground, choking him out. Yeah, 6 or 7. So I was like, Zeb,
you gotta teach him something.
here's a couple things.
That's right.
Never strike. Never punch. Never kick. Just a couple little things.
I see.
I said in Taekwondo we call that reaching and understanding. That this is not something you can do.
Yes.
So as you tell him no, if that doesn't stop, you then reach an understanding with them. So you do this, you do that, you do that.
Yes.
But I said never hit, never punch.
Okay.
Protect himself with the pressure points, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So stiff finger into the solar plexus.
Yes.
And I was like, just press. You don't strike. Just keep pressing and tell him stop. Stop. So here. Any of this stuff. You can press here if you want.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know, Papa. I was like, just give it a try. Comes home a week later. He goes, Papa, that stuff's amazing.
No.
Thomas kept coming up to me, pushing me, and I just went, I need you to stop now. And because the fingers.
Yeah, into his center, right into.
I mean, I've watched my grandmaster would take a live pig, through the pig, out the pig.
Wow.
So the fingers are immensely powerful. And I watch guys do break cement blocks with just their fingers.
Yes.
So it's about speed. It's not, speed creates the power.
Yeah.
So I was like, he's like, he'd coming towards me and I just kept, you have to stop now, you have to stop. And he kept walking, I kept pressing, and then he broke down and he's like, that hurts. And he broke down crying and ran away, and he goes, he's left me alone for 2 weeks now.
Wow. That's great. Didn't you feel proud?
Yes.
Because you were not the father that goes on the school bus ranting and raving, ready to be arrested. You handled it so well.
And now my daughter, who's 7, takes karate on Friday afternoons. Like, you don't have to like it.
Yes.
You can hate me for making you take it.
Yeah.
But you will take it for 3 or 4 years, and you can yell at me all you want.
Yeah.
But you will never have to worry about feeling unsafe as a woman.
Yeah,
that's right.
And it's
college, on a date, at the ATM.
That's great.
That's great, yeah.
That's really good.
But what if I don't want to? I was like, you just have to go once a week for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years.
Wow.
Then I never have to worry about you.
Yes.
It doesn't give him good discipline. Yeah.
Now
the shoulders came back. The head went
the
back
confidence, everything. The
Yeah.
body, the body never lies.
No.
That language. Is the baby going to be doing this?
Yes, he's
Baby's only 9 months, by the way.
He's 9 months old. He's already
It's not already, right?
But you've got
You will suck it up.
Exactly.
It's called a wet diaper.
Oh my goodness!
No,
you change the diapers. You do everything.
Yeah, I don't mind doing
all
that.
You're really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my goodness!
No, I don't want my kids to like run around the playground, fall down, feel vulnerable, get injured, and it just be about mama.
Yeah.
You know, of course you're going to get your nurturing from mom.
Yes.
And I did. And I think that's great. But I think it's also really important that kids get the nurturing also from their father.
And did you?
And so they can cry. They can cry, and they'll say, "Papa, I want to blow on it. I want to fix it. I want to put the band." You know.
Yeah.
So you feel safe no matter who you're with.
Yeah. Did you develop the skills protecting yourself as a child growing up? And is that why you've kind of?
No, I came to it late, but I started studying in my early 20s. But I wish I would have.
Okay,
because it's terrifying. I think as a kid to not feel some sense of control.
Yeah.
Especially, and
you had older brothers, anyways, with your older
I think
siblings.
that's part of it too.
You're
It's
like, oh, my brother's gonna take care of you.
Oh, and my brother was a state champion wrestler. He practiced on me. And it was horrible.
So he would be like throwing you around.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
calling for help and he
yeah,
would...
it's horrible.
Oh dear.
It was horrible.
What was the age gap? Were you like 5 years apart?
5 years.
Oh dear.
And it's funny because every time I would come home through college, through my 20s, my brother would always be like, "Yo, what's up?" And he would do some wrestling move on me, which always hurt.
Yes, yeah.
And it's funny because as I started to study traditional Taekwondo, it then became a battle every time I came home.
So you
there was like, "Hey, bro, welcome home for Christmas." It's like, "What you got? What you got?"
You put it on, right?
So, and then one time we started to match skills, and the stereo got broken.
You mean you guys don't know when to stop?
No.
Is it because of the ego? You just don't want to let go?
It's like,
I gotta take it
finally
back.
the little brother going, "No mas." No mas.
Yes.
Yeah. And then since then, he's left me alone because he'll be like, "Ow, that hurt."
Oh my goodness, and that's all it takes. Maybe you did deserve that Mexican roll after all. No mas. It was somewhere deep in the family lines there. Wow. That is so cool. That's really good. I'm so glad that you mastered those skills to protect yourself. Yeah. Because everyone needs to do that.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, and I think also definitely, I think it's just important for my daughter.
Yes.
That's right.
No has to mean no, and then when no doesn't mean no, then
that's the point.
We'll have to reach an understanding.
That's right. We'll have to reach an understanding. That is so cool. Exactly. And how is the eating habits for yourself and Mandy? Are you guys like both in sync with? You're the chef. We
kind of trade off.
Really?
Yeah, we kind of trade off. We got 3 kids. It's like, if she's feeding the baby, then I'll make omelets and bacon. And if she's, fixing potato soup, then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I'll make the salad. So it's kind of,
So maybe in a sense it feels like you haven't stopped working. Because it continues. The soap continues.
That's true.
It goes on. Yeah.
That's true.
In a way, in a sense. I don't know if you ever see that. It's like deja vu. I think I've seen this before. I think I've gone through these steps.
I guess it's like, I guess it's not as dramatic. It would be more like boring reality TV.
Would you
the
do
stakes
a
aren't as
reality show,
high.
by the way?
What do you mean we're out of ranch dressing? That's unacceptable!
Exactly.
Yeah, we got approached to do a reality TV show.
You did?
Really?
Yeah, because they found it interesting, like 2 soap actors, and then it's and then you talk about a blended family because we had a baby together. But I got the 2 living with, they're like, oh, that's a.
So are you gonna do it? Or
no.
Because you want your privacy.
I was like, how do I put cameras in my kids' house? I just want to get them ready for school. Can you imagine a crew following you around?
Yeah, I know.
That'd be weird.
Well, but you've got cameras on you all the time. Cameras are on you right now.
You know what the difference is, I think, is we went to Disney World one time, and I was walking around there with Zeb and Zoe, so they would have been about 7 and 6. And these people came running up.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, and and you know, they were excited because they recognized Mandy and I,
Yeah.
and they were like, "And you must be Zeb, and you must be Zoe," and it freaked them out.
Yeah.
Because my daughter like started to cry. She's like, "How do these strangers know my name?
Really?
Why do these strangers know my name?" And you just had a birthday, and you're like 5, right? And it freaked her out. And they were just enthusiastic fans to recognize us, but I was like, that was a little intense for her.
Yeah. That was like a turning point for you? That was the first time you'd seen anything?
And that had happened before they talked about the reality show, and I was like, we thought about it for a day or two.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, but that's like,
Got a flashback there.
they're there all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
No, and it's like,
you're right.
do they want ex-wife drama? Because there isn't any ex-wife drama.
Yeah.
So my ex-wife spent the week here during the hurricane.
You're kidding? No way.
My wife invited her because her street was flooded and she had no power. So she came and...
So Mandy likes her?
Yeah, they get along fine.
That's cool. Get out of here.
So that's...
I was going to ask you, because I know he is smooth. I knew he was smooth.
That's boring reality TV. Look, I may have looked like a Mormon, but I didn't vote for one.
That was good.
Romney's not going to like this. Now, not only that, how is it? Because when, X is starting to see a romance blossom on television, and then that becomes the reality where you guys are now husband and wife. How does that possibly make her feel? Like she's thinking,
how does she deal with that?
Yeah. Well, I guess you don't know the answers to these questions.
I don't know the answer to that one, no.
And it's been a long.
You're now in the twilight zone now.
Well, it was strange when she developed another relationship. But I think it's only strange because your concern is this other person you're bringing to the table, how's that going to affect my kids? As a positive or a negative?
Yeah.
Because I think we're both to the point where we want the other person to be happy.
Yeah. People say that. Do they mean it?
Oh, yeah.
I want you to be happy.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, I do. Because...
stick to the script,
Because we're satellites rotating around each other.
Yeah.
You know, we're raising kids together. Mandy calls her about, did you get his baseball glove? Oh yeah, I forgot, but did you sign that paper for his teacher? So we're going to be around each other for years.
Yeah. Well,
because we have to raise kids together. So if you're happy because of this new guy, and he's good to my kids, it makes my life better.
That's true. When you look at the big picture like that is true.
Makes a lot of sense.
So if you're frustrated or lonely or financially not doing it, that affects everything. So when you say, I want her to be happy,
that's so good. That's nice of you.
Because
really nice
it's also going to affect the kids.
Yeah.
Because kids absorb everything.
True. Yeah.
If you're not happy, I don't care how good of a parent you are. It's just, no. They're going to think it's them.
And do you
think it's them?
And do your kids see you as a superstar? Every time when, Guiding Light is on, or do they not pay attention to that?
About that, being like Guiding Light?
Are they allowed to watch soap operas? Are they not?
No, they're not.
They're not allowed to watch soap.
They were too young by the time it went off the air. But no, they're aware of it, and they'll catch me on Papa, is that you on that Red Lobster commercial, or was that you just eating a cracker because I was doing this Triscuit stuff this year? Did you see that?
Wait a minute. No, you were not. Okay.
When the girl comes in and is angry because they taste good without a topping?
Yes.
Well, that's me.
Oh.
No, I'm the Triscuit guy.
Oh my goodness.
That's right. Triscuits taste great, untoppable.
I did not realize that.
Or the guy comes in and he trashes the meeting room with his baby.
But
He's like, no cheese.
That's not you.
This is America. No, but I'm the spokesman. I'm like, that's right. Triscuit tastes great.
Oh, okay. Let me say I do love that commercial because
do you?
It gets your attention because it's just so off the wall outrageous. I'm gonna watch that again as soon as I.
So they'll see that.
This is a reminder for all of your fans that they want to track you down. Just because you left the airwaves doesn't mean you left their hearts. And what's the best way fans can reach you? How can they follow you on Twitter and find out if you're sitting on your lap or if you had the
I'm not a Twitter guy or really a Facebook guy.
Keep up with you.
I'm like
we're back in the Twilight Zone. Was that the wind? Everything is like the wind.
I'm like a cowboy western. I might wander through town on my horse.
So they might
see
you.
Really? Is that good for you?
What?
To be so inaccessible.
No, I'm just technologically incompetent. So.
I am going to watch that commercial again.
All that stuff's on YouTube.
I'm watching that commercial again.
And my Amazon Kindle this year when I'm flirting with the girl by the pool.
Really?
I'm like, is somebody sitting here? She's like, yeah, my husband. Hey, you've seen it.
Wow, you know what? I'm going to check it out. Is there any others we may have missed? Boy, are you keeping busy.
I've been busy this year.
You don't have time to wipe away the tears.
I did, yeah. You know who I just did a movie with Tom Pelfrey. Do you remember Tom Pelfrey from Guiding Light? He won like all those daytime Emmys as a young actor. Yeah, me and him and the Method Man just did a movie together.
No way! So you are all...
Called Lucky Number.
Really? So you're on top of your urban, are you?
Yeah,
so
meth. It's like meth.
He's got that... You got...
Meth.
Wow.
That is so good. Oh my goodness.
I was like, meth. He's like, yeah, no, that's not it. I was like, what?
Soon you're going to be doing like the hip hop dancing. We want to see all of that. So if there's any outbursts,
we had a good time, Matt and I.
You need to show
He's like,
us.
you're so white and so funny.
But that you are.
I was like, thanks, man.
You are.
I is what I is. Just a boy from Kansas.
That's right. Without the tan right now.
But the boy from Kansas without the tan with a lapdog.
But is there anything you want to say to your soul fans?
I miss y'all. Don't think for a second that we don't miss doing the show and that we don't miss you. And that was a great, great opportunity for all of us. And we actually liked each other and we actually got along and we had a great time doing that show. And I miss them. We had so much fun. And a good group of actors, good people, really good people.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'll ever be able to duplicate that experience again.
Aww. That's so nice and so heartfelt.
Yes, this was a great interview.
It's been an honor to come out here and meet you and see you.
Well, that tricep.
Of course.
Thank you for having us in your kitchen.
That's right. That's right. Yes. The fitness DVD I released was Arms of a First Lady and Michelle Obama. That's right. I didn't quite go for Ryan and Mommy either.
Pop it up a little bit.
Yeah. You know what you're gonna.
Oh, look at that.
I know. It's not Harry Hills around here.
Oh, you also got to sign the book from our producer.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, you might know some of these people, right?
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
I'm not in this.
A vet.
Okay.
This is before my day.
Because I wasn't here for that interview. I was sick that day.
Oh.
Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Hey, let's talk about so. Hey, let's talk about so.